All right, everybody. Hello. Hello, hello. Howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, bam. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Saturday night. A wonderful Saturday night. Pretty good. That's good. Beanie. Made a lot of questions for me on the questionnaire. Okay. Awesome. That's what I want. I want lots of questions. I want that questionnaire filled up, right? I want it to be a questionnaire, right? I want you to ask me anything. I want you to, in fact, like, chat. If you've already put a question in there, I want you to go back, right, and put more questions in there, right? Yeah. You take care of yourself, Beanie. All right. You take good care of yourself and do what you gotta do. All right. You do what you gotta do. Care about you. Care about you, bud. But yeah, no. If y'all think of any other questions, oh yeah, no, don't worry. I did, Beanie. I know. I know. I've yeah been been there, unfortunately. But yeah. No, if you guys have any other questions throughout the stream, right, where it's like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I wish I asked that. Well, you don't have to wish it because you can't. You can just go and ask it. It's okay. It's okay. You can put more questions in. You can put so many more questions in. All right? Can you ask lore questions? Yes. I heavily encourage lore questions as well, right? About like whether it's my Sona lore or heck, even if you know of an OC of mine, right? If you know of an OC of mine and you're like, actually, I'm curious about this OC. What's their lore? What are they about? Ask your questions, right? Oh gosh. Sorry. I'm about to sneeze again. Oh gosh. Sweet serendipity. Can I calm the fuck down? No more sneezes. Actually, I think I feel another one coming. Oh gosh. Gotta love sneezing. Actually, you know what? I do sneeze. I sneeze more after I've had like something to drink. Right? When I've had a little sippy of the brew, right? Like I like I do sneeze. Like most people, there's a lot of people who like hiccup, right? Hiccuping is like a common thing if something is to happen while you are like sipping, you've been sneezing a storm this week too. Allergy season is rough this week. I, here's the thing: I'm not even like allergic, right? Oh, oh. Either dust just kicks your ass. Yeah, yeah. No, it's like especially whenever like I've had a sip, right? When I start drinking, it's just like immediately just like, all right, sneezing time. Now, that does not mean every time I sneeze, it means that I've been drinking. All right? All right? I'm not I'm not that much of a party animal. I wish I was, right? I wish I just went out and partied all the time. But you know, it's just not what drinkies we got. I got Coors seltzers. They're slushy flavored. Coors slushy flavored seltzers. I like them because they're yummy. Yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun. I wish I was a party animal because I do like hanging out with a lot of people, right? And like, yeah, let you taste it. Mila, why would you don't need a really long straw here. Fills my mouth with the beverage and gives you a big smooch. Why have indirect kiss when you can have direct kiss? You so right. I know. I know. I'm a genius. It's like hot women in my area. Gosh, I wish. Yeah. Yeah, no. I've just been, I'm just tired. I'm just tired from work, you know. Work exhausting, but I gotta do it. Gotta recoup funds and everything. But I still want to have fun, right? That's the thing, right? I want to hang out. I want to have a good time. And last week, literally last week was MomoCon, so I'm like, I'm still recovering, right? I'm not even just like recouping funds. I'm like recovering physically and like mentally. I'm like, I'm such a delicate little flower right now. You know, I just want to hang out. I want to hang out so bad. It's just fun. It's just fun. Nah, I've been in a very sentimental mood, right? Just because it's like I love people. I love people doing too much, going through too much. You know, there's just a lot. There's just a lot I miss. I miss friends. I had Evo last year, MomoCon this year, right? Hopefully MagFest next year. That's right, chat. I'm hoping to go to MagFest. I miss you, Beanie. I miss you. I want to hear your I want to hear you in real life again, right? I want I want you to say to some dumb shit and then I get to actually like look at you like that was some dumb shit. Like give you the look of like but like then I laugh and then you laugh. We both laugh and we have a great time. And then I say some dumb shit. And you're like, "What?" And it's like we laugh. Bro, I need to come I need to come back to Vegas sometime. But also, I'd rather you guys just come here. Yeah, right? No, it's so fun. I like being able to physically I've talked about this so often, especially these days, right? These days I talk about it so often, but like I'm a physically expressive and affectionate person, right? I need all of my friends near me, right? Like yes, right? I will always whenever I look at my friends, right? I'm always like, yes, you can live wherever you want, live where what like in the place that makes you happy, right? That's what matters most. Do what makes you happy. But also but also there's a part in my brain, in my heart where I'm like, well also you should live where I live. You don't have to live in my house, but also you just nearby. I will take 2 hours away. I will take I will take 2 hours away, right? Just so long as like they're near. I would like I would like for Woody to be nearby. I think it's fun. A desert RP design would look cool. Maybe. I mean, technically, Cowpo Carpi is desert design. Just, I could never move to the desert. I don't think I could ever actually move to the desert. I I need greenery, and I'm gonna say it. As much as I complain about it, I need snow, right? Like when snow is around, like I'll complain about it, right? You will hear me complain about it, right? I complain about snow a lot. But like it's because I miss snowboarding. I do. I really do. I miss snowboarding. I miss when snow was fun. And right now snow is not fun because I'm not snowboarding, right? but also I come from an area that was surrounded by greenery, right? I mean, to be fair, I think it's a weird blessing and a curse being born and raised in Alberta, especially being able to travel around Alberta, right? Like, uh, so like, because Alberta has every single biome, every biome, every biome just tightly knit together, right? They're all within travel distance in Alberta, right? And so I've been to every type of biome, right? But like my specific area, right? I've been to a desert before, you know. I've been to Drumheller. Drumheller's a desert, right? I've seen scorpions and big old tarantulas, right? So it's like, you know, I'm no stranger to it, but like I wish there were a place like Alberta with every biome that wasn't Alberta, right? Where every biome is only like a few hours away, right? Like in terms of like driving, right? In terms of driving, every biome is within driving distance, right? And I wish I could have a place like that, but like but not Alberta. I want my own. Can I have my own sovereign state? Can I have my own sovereign state that has every single biome in it? I think I should be allowed a sovereign state that has every single biome in it, like all tucked together. Can I just take Alberta? Can I just make Alberta? All right, I know I'd be clowning on the separatists, but can I have them? Can I have it? Look, if they don't want it, if they don't want it, if they don't want it, can I have it? They are called separatists for a reason, right? They want to separate. They want to leave, right? If they want to leave, right? Can they leave and then can I have it? Can I have that? And then like I'll govern it and I'll take care of it. And then like all of my friends can come to my sovereign state. Or I guess it'd be a sovereign province. And then I'll just rule as a sovereign, but like I'll be a good guy. Well, I'm a villain, right? But like I'll have my friends there. Then y'all will be like my mini bosses, right? Y'all will be my vassals. Oh, but yeah, Yeah, no, it would be cool. They should just let me have that. And then I have all of my friends move to my sovereign nation, right? That's what it is. Sovereign nation, right? I'll turn it into a sovereign nation, right? I'll open tradeways with others so that we have supplies and everything, and we'll take care of each other. It'll be awesome and it'll be badass, right? But yeah. Anyways, I guess maybe I should answer some questions now. I don't know. It's been 30 minutes. She's that in Bannerlord. Bannerlord co-op mode. No, I want to do it in real life. I don't want to do it in a video game. I want real life. I want to physically have my friends with me. Does it tell me? No, it's anonymous. It is completely anonymous on who said what. But anyways, all right. Let me let me do window capture, and then I'll just whoop. So this was the thing, right? Like the everything. Wee. This is what I was doing, right? This is the questions, right? Yeah, May. Ask me literally anything. I'm just gonna go through questions while I stream, but I want to hopefully have enough questions to go through both today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday. Ask me all your questions, whether they're spicy or not. Don't matter, right? You can ask me whatever, right? Ask me whatever. It can be about Sonalore, permissions, right? Like what you are and aren't allowed to do, or anything like that, regarding whatever. Anatomy, regarding whatever. Just anything, right? Just anything, right? The only questions not allowed is any variation of how was your day or any boring shit like that, right? No boring shit, right? I don't like boring questions. Whenever I do an AMA and someone's just like, "How was your day? How are you feeling?" I'm like, I feel like hitting you with a brick. That's not true. That's not how I actually feel. But it is like I do sit there and I'm like, that is the question you ask when you're not actually asking a question, right? It's a non-question, right? How was your day? Or like how are you feeling? Right? In terms of like an AMA is a it's a cop out, right? That's the cop out where it's like, yeah, you're right, that is a question. But also but yeah. Anyways, let's start. So this is what would your advice for other people who want to join the streaming world? My advice is probably don't. But if you genuinely think you want to try it, try it. Keep the mindset of it as a hobby. Do not like I would say don't invest a lot into it immediately. Don't. Don't be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be big," right? Got to get that like gotta get a model, gotta get a Sona, gotta get a personality, gotta get a good microphone, gotta get, you know, high spec PC, gotta get all of this stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right? Oh yeah, I have this great idea for like what I want to do or anything. Like try to do what you want to do, right? Like if you're like, "Oh, I want to do a game show." Right? Do it. But don't overload yourself with it. Treat it like it's something you want to do and not, you know, something you already do, right? That is a big thing, right? Not treating streaming like it's something you already do is important, right? Cuz you're new to it, right? You're trying to get into streaming and like making content and whatnot, right? Uh Streaming can be vicious. Streaming can end up being exhausting and scary, and you got to be ready for that. You need to be mentally ready for that, right? uh which a lot of people aren't. I'm gonna be so real. A lot of people aren't, and do not be ashamed if you try it and it's not something you there are many reasons to stop, right? Where it's like either, you end up realizing it's not for you. You focus too much on If you focus too much on the growth or lack thereof, right? Like the numbers and everything, it can be scary. It can be scary, right? And it can hurt your enjoyment of doing something, right? So it needs to be something fun. It needs to be a hobby, and it needs to be something like, again, just you you got to do it low budget first. I implore you to do it low budget first. Don't like unless you want to try doing something again like a game show or whatever. Look into what plugins and OBS you need for that, right? Look into how to set that up, right? Like it's it can be hard. So again, chat, when I when I started streaming, I first started streaming on my PS4, right? I used my PS4 to stream uh back in 2015, right? In 2015 I used my PS4 to stream The Witcher 3, right? But then immediately after that, I had literally built my own laptop out of like Frankenstein parts. Like I made a Frankenstein's monster of a laptop where I just literally like scrounged for scraps and slapped shit together, right? I built my own laptop, and then my microphone for a long time, like I'd say 2-3 years of me streaming was done with a pair of Bluetooth earbuds that I didn't even have the earbuds. The earbuds themselves didn't work. It was just the microphone. And I had that taped to an air freshener. I don't know if y'all have them, but there's these little air freshener things, right? It's literally just a little thing that you'd like twist and pull up, and then it's got like this like gel inside, right? that like freshens the air or whatever, right? Just that. Literally, I taped the earbuds onto that. And that was my mic stand, and that was my microphone for like 3 years, right? And I did that and working a job until I could afford an actual laptop, right? A better laptop. And then I still used that microphone for a long while until I could finally afford a better one. And then I just, slowly again, for me, it became something I do, right? I stream. I do stream. It is something I do, right? It is also something I want to do, right? But it is also something I do. So if you're having it as something you want to do it with what you have. Do it with what you have and then go from there. If you already have like a beast of a PC or whatever, right? Then, do it. If you don't have a microphone, but you want to do like talking and whatnot, right? If you need to talk or whatever, just look into something budget, right? You can get some like really decent budget microphones for like $60, right? That are still like okay, right? People will hear you just fine. Like obviously, people love audio quality. They love good quality of everything, right? But it's not it is not worth that investment unless you have the disposable income to just practically throw away money like that. I have known people who have spent crazy amounts of money on setups that they do not use, right? That they do not use. But also, I would like to point y'all at a creator who is they're a they're a pretty sizable creator, right? I don't know them personally, but they did have Baby No Money on their stream, on their cooking stream, right? There's this guy, fucking oh gosh, what was his name? What was his name again? Barley. Yeah, Barley, Barley. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Barley. I typed in barely, like as like bear, right? Yeah, Barley the Burr. That's what it is. Barley the Burr, right? He loves this. I mean, no, it cost him a lot of fucking money, right? That headset cost him a lot of fucking money for how dog shit that microphone is. But also, it's a dog shit microphone. Like, it's an awful, awful microphone. But people love it, right? So, like, if my story and his story, like, if my past and his present aren't, like, indicators of, like, potential futures, right? Then like I really I don't know what is, right? No, go check out Barley's stuff, right? And you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, right? And again, do not be afraid to not stream, right? You don't need to be a streamer. You like don't don't be afraid to recognize that the streaming sphere is bloated. Like that is something that is not talked about. All right? The streaming sphere is bloated. Becoming a streamer now is tough. Also, thanks for popping in. Please stop me. We have it's why like a lot of people do get upset when like newer VTubers show up and then suddenly they're like immediately popular and whatnot, right? Because you'll see that they spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on setup and whatever, right? And live 2D models and everything. And they do spend a lot of money on marketing for their stuff, right? But also, again, it's a very saturated area. Streaming in general is very saturated, right? It is hard to find your niche, right? Unfortunately, it is going to be very, very difficult for you to even find your niche, right? It's going to be hard for others to find your niche, right? So don't be worried about it. Don't be afraid, right? Literally the only thing you have to lose is your time. That is how it should be. When you are initially starting, if you are initially starting to try to see if you want streaming, go in with that mindset. Go in with that mindset of I am here to see if I want to do this, right? If I am here to test it, see if it's something I want to do, right? Otherwise, like if you invest so much into it, it's like you don't want to waste so many things and then you feel trapped, right? Because it's like, well, fuck, I spent all of that money, spent all that dedication, right? That's worse. I feel that like obviously money is really bad. Wasting money is really bad. But wasting dedication hurts the most. That's what kills your heart is wasting dedication, right? Which is the biggest reason why numbers hurt people. Is because if you go in really dedicated to it immediately and then you have nobody, one person, five people, right? It's like you start thinking about it, you compare yourself to others, and it just hurts, right? That's what breaks your heart. So if you're gonna try creating content and doing things, go in, do what you want to do with what you have to see if you want to do it and go from there. And come rain or shine, you will be okay. All right? All right. Next one. What was a game that I did not think I would like or enjoy based on the genre or themes, but ended up loving it? This question is tough because I kind of always. I kind of don't play things. I kind of don't play things that I don't think I will enjoy. If I don't think I'll enjoy it, I probably don't like I don't really play it, right? Like I really can't think of anything that is like that. I know like cuz it's like a lot of the things that I do love that like current me doesn't like the gameplay of where it's or like, the gameplay isn't something that I would play now, right? Cuz like chat, I don't like tactical RPGs or strategy RPGs or like I don't and I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based stuff anymore, right? Just turn-based in general, right? I'm very like put off by it these days, right? And 2D platformers as well, right? Like I'm very put off by it these days. Like current me doesn't want to play it. However, one of my favorite franchises is Disgaea. I love Disgaea. I really fucking love Disgaea, right? Those are like those are turn-based turn-based strategy RPGs, right? But I love them. I love the art. It's one of my favorite art styles in gaming, right? But also, as I say this, I realized I was scrolling through and I realized actually I do have an answer. I do have an answer for a game that I didn't think I would like or enjoy based on genre or themes, but I ended up loving. Chat, have y'all ever played Super Auto Pets? I I've streamed the game maybe once or twice with Bavid, but unironically, I actually really love Super Auto Pets. I didn't think I would like it, but it was like $1 or some shit, right? And then me and Bavid, we ended up playing it like almost every day, and like no, I do. I love Super Auto Pets. Maybe it's because I think of the fun time that I had hanging out with David, right? Because I love that guy. But I think that's probably it. I think that's my answer is Super Auto Pets. Okay. What are my thoughts on Neon Odyssey, if I have any? I've seen any of the previews stuff. Follow. So I'll do this first. Uh, I don't really have any opinions on Neon Odyssey. I think it'll be funny, right? I think it'll or like sorry, Neon Odyssey is them actually the Adventurous people actually making a tabletop RPG, right? Based using Dungeons and Dragons 5.5. Um I think it could be fun. I have no interest in doing it. However, support their Kickstarter, right? If it's something you want. I mean even if it's not, right? I support support those people. I think they're cool. I think they're really funny. I like what they do, right? It means nothing to me really. The Neon Odyssey doesn't really mean much to me. Follow-up question, what's my favorite species I'd love? Monsters. Any and all monster species. Big ones. What is my absolute favorite comfort food? Come home from a really awful day and you know that eating this food will bring some joy back into your life. So, my favorite food is curry. My favorite food is curry. Whether particularly, I'm a particular fan of like butter chicken curry, like Indian curry, but also like Japanese curry, right? The Japanese like katsu curry. If it's Japanese curry, I like it with chicken, right? With fried chicken, right? Um, but I would say like comfort for comfort. What I've always gone to for comfort is burritos. I've always gone to burritos for comfort. Uh, they they help. They're warm. They're filling, right? They're long. They're thick, right? When I have them, they're gooey, right? Full of cheese, right? I love a good burrito. Top five hottest fictional women. Zero from Drakengard 3 is number one. Number two. Number two is Malon. Adult Malon from Ocarina of Time. Number three. Number three is Etna from Disgaea. Number four. Number four is Teresa from Claymore. And then number five. Hmm. Number five is. Oh gosh. Number five is the conductor's wife from Who Killed Sonic the Hedgehog. What is my order when I get Chinese food? I get I get chicken fried rice. I get another order of chicken fried rice. And then I get another order of chicken fried rice. I like chicken fried rice. I really, really like chicken fried rice. telling me a chicken fried this rice? Yes. In Hunt Showdown, do I prefer the Terminus or the Spectre? The Terminus. Who who the fuck asked this question? I just want to. I just want to know. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I'm going. I'm going to kill you. Why would you think I like the Spectre? Why would you think I like the Spectre? How dare you? How dare you? I'm glad Bavin's not here. I'm so glad Bavin's not here. I am unbelievably happy that Bavin's power is out right now. I'm not. I'm not. By the way, that's a joke. But, you know. Sorry? You're okay. Chat clip it. RP likes when other people have no power. I do like when people have no power. Give me all the power. I'm the only one allowed with power. No, you're fine, Caesar. It's just propaganda. It's just propaganda, right? You probably see me use the Spectre a lot. It's just proof that there's propaganda is working. David really likes the Spectre. David really likes the Spectre. I despise the Spectre. I despise the Spectre. The Spectre is my absolute least favorite gun in Hunt Showdown. I will use I would use quite literally any other weapon than the Spectre if it were up to me. Currently, it is not up to me. I look at the shotguns of Hunt Showdown and I say, like, whenever I see people using the Spectre, I say, why not use a good gun? You have the Terminus, you have the Slate, you have the Crown and King, right? Hell, you have the Penny Derringer, right? Like, there's such better options. You have the Romero, and you have the Caldwell Rival, right? Vastly superior options. Vastly superior. Well, okay. Derringer Penny Shot is not vastly superior to. I won't get super crazy here. But, like, hey, if I point blank blast someone with the Derringer Penny Shot, I've killed people with it. I've killed people with it. The penny spread is pretty okay. Right? I've been point blank. I've been point blank with the Spectre before. Shot 3 times, and then I die. And note, all 3 times, I am aiming center mass at somebody. I hate the Spectre, but I have to use it for a year. I have to use it until May 3rd? March 3rd? May 3rd? May? I don't have my phone on me. I left my phone charging because it was, like, dead. You did not realize that? Yeah, no, the Spectre sucks. Keep thinking of new questions, have to keep reopening the forum. That's okay. That's what it's there for. I'm glad. Keep asking questions. Anyway, speaking of more questions, given that I am a harpy, is it still pregnant art if the egg is out already? Asking for an aspiring artist friend, you're the friend. No. No, it is not considered pregnant art if the egg is already out. Being pregnant with the egg means that it is inside your body. Came at the pregnant art question. Wow. Hmm. 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 Curious, Emmy. Coming to the idea of pregnant art? You coming to the idea of me pregnant? Yeah, Emmy? You thinking about me pregnant? You you came at the thought of me pregnant? You gotta go. Nope, you gotta stay now. You have a responsibility now. You gotta take responsibility now. It's yours. You came. You gotta get milk. Oh gosh. Yeah, that said, definitely still okay with, art of me with eggs. Also, if you're trying to like have it so that it counts as like pregnant art, it's got to be in. It's got to be big tummy. Is that what the kids are calling it now? Hi, Danny. What is my most favorite movie genre and why? Uh, I don't know. I have a cop out answer for this. I kind of just like movies. I kind of just watch movies, not for the genre, but for like what it's about. I kind of just watch movies. I kind of just watch. I like I'm a variety watcher, just like how I'm a variety streamer. I'm a variety watcher. I watch rom-coms, I watch pure comedies, I watch horrors, thrillers, I watch like fantasy, sci-fi, right? Pure just, you know. I watch a lot. I watch a lot whenever I'm watching. When I am watching things, I watch a lot. I guess I could say the genre of my favorite movie, cuz it's like cuz my favorite movies are like The Lord of the Rings, so I guess like fantasy movies, fantasy action movies, action adventure movies. Yeah, sure, action adventure movies. Sure. I'll go with that. Have I been to any fur cons? I have been to many conventions, none of which were furry conventions. Uh, I, you know, it's not something I've been to. I've been to Calgary Comic Con. I've been to Anime North. I've been to Evo, and I've been to MomoCon. That's it. Those are the only conventions I've been. What was my favorite Flash game growing up? See, that requires me to think of what was actually Flash. No BirdCon, huh? Never been. Never been. I fly solo. I've been flying solo for so long. I don't, you know. When we making HarpyCon? No, I shan't. The fucking JoJo games and videos. Fucking let me look at a list of Flash games. I feel like this is okay. I looked up. This is on Wikipedia, right? This is on, en.wikipedia.org for the category of Flash games. Club Penguin? It says Club Penguin was a Flash game. It was? Dang, that is not what I think of when I think of Flash games. Um Fucking Pop Tropica was apparently Flash as well. That was fun. Oh, the fucking Shift series. Yeah. Fucking Shift. You know what? I do know my favorite Flash game. Uh fucking fucking Fancy Pants. Like Fancy Pants Man. I loved Fancy Pants Man. I loved Fancy Pants Man. Good choice. See, that's how I know I picked a good one. Is when Emmy says it's a good choice. That's how I feel. That's when I feel good about my choices. When Emmy agrees. What are the 16 funny numbers, the 3 extra funny numbers, and the funny expiration date on my credit card? Uh, 0. I don't have a credit card. And that's the truth. That is the goddamn truth. I do not have a credit card. So remember that game being the coolest? It was awesome! You're pre-trans and worried about social transitioning. What advice do I have for you? Like shaving, clothing styles, finding a doctor for HRT versus DIY. If you can get a doctor, if depending, all right, advice for HRT versus DIY changes depending on where you are, right? A lot of a lot of places DIY is the only option, right? Uh if you can, yeah, move to Canada where there are, and then you can actually look up trans safe clinics, like walk-in clinics that are trans safe and guaranteed have general practitioners that are educated in trans needs, right? If you can do that, I would do that as opposed to DIY, because DIY, doing it yourself, can be not great, especially if you're not a chemist. If you are, you know, if you are not someone who can measure things properly and like guarantee that you have the environment in which to make it, you know, it's just safer to find a doctor who is okay with it. And best way to find a doctor for it is the moment you talk with a doctor, you tell them you're trans, right? And then you ask them if they are educated on it, right? You ask them like, "Are you a doctor that handles? Can you handle transitioning material? Right? Can you handle HRT?" Because a lot of places they need licensing for it, right? They need certification, right? Are you a trans certified doctor? That's the question is, are you a trans certified doctor, right? They will either tell you yes or no, right? If it's no, lightly you can ask them like, "Hey, do you know if any of the doctors in this clinic are?" And if not, then, I recommend finding a different clinic, right? Because they're not going to be allowed to handle HRT, right? Whether it's estradiol or testosterone, right? In terms of clothing styles, that's up to you, Boo Boo Bear. Whoever is asking this question, that's up to you. Clothing, I I am not very socially transitioned. If you can't tell from my voice, like I shave, right? I shave, and I tell people, right? But I still wear what I want to wear, right? I wear baggy pants. I wear, you know, fit clothing. I still wear pretty masculine clothing, right? I dress like a punk, right? I'm very punk, right? But masculine like punk, right? Because I wear pants and whatnot, right? I'm super pretty IRL. I can't even say shit. You've seen me like in person. Like shut up, no you. Emmy is one of the prettiest people I've ever met. How about that? Itch. Now I'm just fighting. It could be both. It's also true. But anyways, gonna shout out TV real quick. Shouts out to shouts out to television. I love sitting in front of the television. Shouts out to watching cartoons on the television. watch twitch.tv/Emicelia on your television. Yup. It's Emmy time on the TV. Slander? It's not slander. It's not slander. It literally can't be slander. Slander needs to be derogatory and also false. Anyways, Emmy is really cute and very pretty, and I like her a lot. I miss her so much. Fuck Mary Kill Ivy Viper Geist. Uh Fuck Viper, marry Ivy, kill Geist. Because if I kill Lady Geist, I get all of her money. Would you ever go to a sporting event, and what would I go to? I have been to a sporting event. I've been to many sporting events. I'm from Canada. It's like a ritual to go watch hockey. I've been I've been to stadiums before, right? I've been to the I've been to both the Calgary and the Edmonton stadiums for hockey. Uh there's the Red Deer hockey, lots of hockey. I've watched lots of hockey in person. Um is that even a sport though if it's in Canada? That's true. You know what? Fair enough. You got me there. Uh but I've been to you know what's a sport? You know what is considered a sport that you wouldn't naturally think of as a sport? Like when you list sports or whatever, you wouldn't think of this one. I've been to a monster truck rally. I've been to a monster truck rally. I've told this story before, right? I've been to a monster truck rally before. I've I've told this story before, but I had this friend from my village called Matthew. And it was his birthday. And for his birthday, he got tickets to go see a monster truck rally. Uh Me and him were both very much into monster trucks, right? Uh one of my favorite monster trucks being Gravedigger, which was there. Uh I got to see Gravedigger in person uh with my friend Matthew for his birthday. While we were at the monster truck rally, which was badass, but also in an arena that was definitely too small for a monster truck rally. But also, it was sick as all hell. But anyways, for his birthday, we went there, and there was a moment where Gravedigger gets brought out onto the stage, and they're like, "Hey, it's time for the lottery, for the seat lottery, for somebody who to see who gets to sit in Gravedigger. One person in the audience gets to come on down and sit in Gravedigger." And you know whose seat got picked? Mine. And so I got to go down and sit in the front seat of Gravedigger, my favorite monster truck. I sat in Gravedigger. I sat in Gravedigger. I got to hold the wheel. I got to hold the steering wheel of Gravedigger. Right? It was badass. My butt has been in Gravedigger. Yup. Um, Here's the thing. They asked me, right? They're like, "Oh, hey, you know, like, who are you here with, and whatnot, right?" And I'm just like, "I'm here for my friend Matthew's birthday," and I pointed up at him, and I'm just like, "I'm here for his birthday, and he's my friend. I'm here with him and his dad." And they were just like, "Oh, it's Matthew's birthday. Come on down, get a picture," and then we got to have a picture with Gravedigger. But it was really funny. It was really, really funny that initially it's like, again, I was there for his birthday, right? Best birthday? Not when I got picked and he didn't. Not at the initial moment. At the initial moment, it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I got the prize, not him. It was his birthday. But yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome. Like, no, I treasure that. I treasure that always. I'll always treasure that. I was in Gravedigger, right? Not a lot of other people can say that who aren't part of that family. Because did you know driving driving Gravedigger is like a family business? Yeah, it's cool. What are anyways, next question. What are 5 indie games I should play or that they should play right the fuck now? All right, 5 indie games that you should play right now. Uh, fucking Hades 2. Yeah, Hades 2 for sure. You should play. You should play Geno Kids. You should play. You should play. You should play Valhalla. You should play. You should play. You should play. Sorry, I'm literally scrolling through my list of games and like finding the indie ones. You should play Fields of Mystria, right? And you should play hit indie game Final Fantasy 14. That's a joke. Uh, play Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Your actual fifth indie game is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Stray Children is also really good. That's the sixth one that you should play. Play Stray Children. I like Stray Children because it's, you know, it's Onion Games. Stray Children is the it's made by Onion Games, and you know, I fucking love Onion Games. Onion Games is so good. Those are the people who made, so before Onion Games was known as Love Delete, right? And they were the creators of things like Moon and Tulip are the big ones that you're gonna know them for if you're going to know them. No, Stray Children, Stray. Stray Children. You gotta play Moon. You gotta play Moon. Moon is one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, you know what's another indie game you gotta play? Grim Fandango. Play Grim Fandango. That's an indie game. And Psychonauts. Or well, I guess does Psychonauts count? Probably, right? Yeah. If you like Stray Children, you'll probably like Moon because it's the same people, right? No, it's really good. I love their games. I love them. Fuck, I love Moon. Getting emotional thinking about it. Genuinely, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I love Moon. So yeah, literally just came across me for the first time on Blue Sky and saw my post. Just wanted to ask how I got so pretty. I didn't. I got badass. The answer is I'm born with it. and I'm really awesome. It's confidence, you know? If water falls, does that mean firefly? No. Next question. Harpy the persona was thrown into a sci-fi future. What kind would she prefer? Cyberpunk, Star Wars, / Mass Effect, Gundam, Warframe, Armored Core. Armored Core. Probably Armored Core. I would love Cyberpunk. I would love Cyberpunk, but it would be Armored Core, right? That like sort of dystopian shit and whatnot is like perfect. And like I have I have like an entire thing where it's uh like I had dreams about this like after like Armored Core 6 came out. Like when Fires of Rubicon came out and I like played it whatever. I had dreams about this like other thing where it's like uh I was like down on this fucking like borderline desolate planet, like just absolutely hostile planet, right? The planet itself is just hostile as fuck. But it is like just the moment you go underground a bit, right? It is chock full of like minerals and like resources and shit, right? Right? Sort of like Rubicon, right? But then it was like I literally like I was like fighting off, right? Entire corporations by myself, right? In my mech, in my armored core, right? Scrapping their shit to repair mine and whatnot, you know, to the point where it got so dangerous that it was just like entire like space sectors were just like, hey, why do we keep sending people over here? And then like years would pass and they'd be like, surely they're gone by now, right? And then they'd send people over to like try to mine shit. That sure enough, I was still there, just ever present. It was badass. So Armored Core. I love mechs. How would I build Harpy in D&D to level 10? Ooh, I mean, I'd be a rune knight. I'd build a rune knight. I'm not gonna go in depth into Dungeons and Dragons. It's just I'd build a rune knight. Sort of just what I would build is rune knight. What's Harpy's knight fighting style? I'm not I'm not even a knight. I'm a villainous berserker. I'm an armored berserker. I fight like a feral animal. I use my hands, my teeth, my talons to rip my opponents to shreds. My fighting style is I kill you. What is a show from my childhood I have rewatched in the last 2 years? A show from my childhood would be Soul Eater. Soul Eater. I rewatch Soul Eater almost every year. It was an annual like ritual, right? Where me and my childhood best friend would rewatch Soul Eater together. I now just I'll watch it by myself sometimes. because I do love Soul Eater a lot. I've thought about changing the anime that I rewatch every year, right? But watch that firefighters anime, Fire Force. I watched a bit of it, but I know how it ends, right? I know the ending and that it leads, Fire Force is a prequel. Spoilers for Fire Force. Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater. Um I hope, I really hope that it means that we are getting a new Soul Eater anime that follows the Soul Eater Perfect manga and not just Soul Eater and then, I wanted to follow Soul Eater Perfect and then it'll be badass. Can RP use magic slash key? What kind? I don't need to use magic. I rip and tear people to shreds. Read the manga where you think the mangaka of Soul Eater's like successor made. So the mangaka of Soul Eater made Fire Force, and then the successor made, what was it called? Yeah, it's Gachiakuta. That's Gachiakuta. Yeah. That's trash anime. Yeah, I fucking love Gachiakuta. Like a lot. Because I'll admit, because it reminds me a lot of Soul Eater, right? I love Gachiakuta. What would my trash item be? You need to get on it. Emmy, I'll rewatch the beginning with you. I'll rewatch it with you. I'll watch it with you. Emmy, let's just sit. Just you and me. Let's watch it. Don't laugh like that. Eh. Uh, it's a good question. Um, Trash items are usually like, you know, something you put a lot of love and care into. Fucking love Doro. I also love Doro. I adore Doro. So many good anime. So many good anime. But anyways, for this, can Harpy use magic slash key? No, cannot use magic, but can dispel it. Can absolutely dispel and just ignore magic. Like smack that shit out of the way type shit. Can physically interact with magic. Did I see the second season? Yes. Yes, I've seen the second season. It's so badass. Like Templar from Dragon Age? Sorta, yeah. What game have I put the most amount of time into, and do I still play that game to this day? The video game I have put the most amount of hours into is probably, there's two games that come to mind. No, three games that come to mind. No, because that third one, no, definitely not nearly as much. So yeah, there's two games that come to mind when I think of that I've probably played the most amount, like put the most amount of hours into. One of them is Skyrim because I on the Xbox 360, I played a fuck ton of Skyrim. I 100%ed Skyrim and continued to play it. Like a lot. Like a lot. Like several different characters worth of like campaigns, right? Not just like doing the main campaign, but or like few characters of doing like pretty much everything, whatever, right? But like also just like doing everything, right? Different ways. But then what is probably actually the number one most played game for me is probably still it is probably still Final Fantasy 14. And no, I do not still play it. I also don't play Skyrim anymore, right? I would play Skyrim again. I do the co-op stuff, right? But like I do Skyrim multiplayer sometime. But uh no, I do not play Final Fantasy 14. I will for the entire month of July. For the entire month of July, I will be playing Final Fantasy 14, right? So there is that. I will be back. Uh, it may end up being 2 months of Final Fantasy 14, depending on if I can beat Endwalker in time, right? I'm gonna be so real, Axel. I toyed with the idea of joining the Skyrim RP, but also at the same time, it's way too many people. There's way too many people in that Skyrim RP. Like they be letting anybody in there, and that worries me. I like don't want to interact with that. I do not trust strangers to actually RP and RP good. I've had I've had people that I've known, right, who I've been friends with, who I'm like, no, I will not RP with you because I know you're bad at it. And you can't separate it from anything, right? You do not act well. So I'm probably not gonna do that. But yeah, I'll be back to playing Final Fantasy 14 in July. Y'all hit that sub goal, so I have to beat Endwalker. So so all of my friends who still play Final Fantasy 14, get excited because I'm back. I'll be back for a bit for for at least a month. For at least a month, I'll be playing Final Fantasy 14. Emmy, I need you. Emmy, I need you. It's Sanchez. Thank you for using your Prime Gaming. I appreciate it. Chat, did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free sub to any channel you want via Prime Gaming? You can use that here at twitch.tv/Skeleharpy. And for you, it's free. For me, it's money. Yippee! All right, next question. What tabletop RPG would I put Harpy in? D&D, Pathfinder, Daggerheart, etc. It probably would be I mean, because of the Sona being in a fantasy setting, it would be one of the fantasy ones. It would probably be Pathfinder. It would probably be second edition Pathfinder is what I would do. Shadowrun, Cyberpunk Red RP. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, no, Axel, I've seen Kit. I watch Game Oververse. I've known about Kit for a long time. Uh, Amber Crooked Glasses used to work on the show, and so I remember that. Yeah, think I'd really like Delta Green. Danny, so many people have been talking about Delta Green recently. Like, just like people I know have been talking about Delta Green recently, right? But also, Danny, I would fucking love to do a Shadowrun campaign because actually, despite knowing about Shadowrun and whatnot, I never actually got to play tabletop RPG Shadowrun, so I would love to run that sometime. Um, but Shadowrun is something that I only ever played the SNES game for. Like, I played Shadowrun on the SNES, right? That's the game I played. And then I also played Shadowrun Returns. Hype train incoming. Have a little bit of time to earn exclusive emotes. Wow. That's crazy. Why is that happening? You're weird. If Harpy was a wrestler, what would be their signature move? Her signature move would be kills you. Nah, I would love to be able to do an Azuna drop. But if Harpy the Sona were, it would probably be some form of leg lock slam, right? Like using the talons, right? Some form of like aerial leg lock slam. But I would love to Azuna drop somebody. I love the Azuna drop. Puts a boiled egg in your mouth, tells you to eat your protein. Yes. Eat your protein. What kind of undead would Harpy prefer to become? Skeleton. Not a vampire? I'm gonna be real. I'd probably like to be a Jiangxi, but maybe that's cultural appropriation. I really like Jiangxis. I have I have a big affection for Jiangxis. Uh, because of two characters. Obviously Shenko, right? But then also, if you've ever watched Shaman King, there's a character. Her name is June, and she uses uh, she has a Jiangxi as her spirit guardian, and it's really cool. And June is my favorite character, and she's really awesome. How would Harpy save the princess from the dragon? Oh, I didn't save her. More like under new management. That is awful. That is an awful joke. Why the fuck did I say that? I mean, if, tapping into the villainess shit, right? -2. Fuck you. It was funny. And lore accurate. She's literally a villainess. Okay, -1. Alright, I'll take it. Uh, No, if it were to, if she were to like save a princess from a dragon, it would, again, villainess would be uh would definitely tear that dragon to shreds. Like just actually just rip it, like tear it apart physically, and then like show up to the princess covered in blood. If you were a princess, you'd take it. Emmy, you are a princess. How would Harpy save the dragon from the princess? By taking them both on. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Princess Emmy art with a shroom gown when? That's what I'm saying. Also, Chortles! Thank you for gifting those 5 subs. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. That gets us back up to 75 out of 500 for the Monster Hunter Wilds stream. What kind of animal would Harpy ride into combat? None? Turtles, I super appreciate it. Turtles. Turtles, look at me. I appreciate you gifting those subs. I'm sorry that Monster Hunter Wilds will never happen. But I mean, Harpy doesn't need to ride an animal into combat. So the answer is none. Like canonically, lore accurate would be none. Right? Villainess Harpy is very independent. You've had ideas, but you're much more motivated to make a Prince outfit. Emmy, you're so awesome. You can rock literally anything. You're not a fan of the Monster Hunter series? That's okay. Can I tell you something? As much as I do love Monster Hunter, I don't want to play Monster Hunter. I have not vibed with the gameplay of Monster Hunter for a long time. What's Harpy's go-to team comp? Canonically, none. Just alone. Canonically, Harpy's team comp is solo. Got up on that Monster Hunter Dose wave. The online is revived. Don't want to. Just minions to do the fighting. Harpy canonically does all of the fighting herself. Canonically, like lore, villainess Harpy does all of her fighting herself. What's Harpy's favorite monster to fight? Uh, any that can provide any bit of a challenge. Definitely ones bigger than her. Ones that are bigger than her are like very awesome. Because the satisfaction of being able to tear them more, like limb from limb, and like really tear into them, awesome. Don't even have little bird people to fight for me? No, of course not. This is in the lore. Villainess Harpy is so hyper focused on like like does not care for having underlings, is very independent. Suddenly remembered Scalebound was a thing. Emphasis on actually, no emphasis on was. It was never a thing. It never came out. No one got to play it. What monster does Harpy not like fighting? Eh, humans, because they're boring. There we go. Cookie Monster. No, Cookie Monster is a worthy challenger. Cookie Monster is a worthy foe. You mean extra minions, you mean extra rations. True. What's up, Watery Mind? Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. So upset back then, but now you think it would have gone the way of Platinum Games' other failure? Oh, you mean Nier Automata? Zing! If RPF adopted a pet, what kind of pet would it be? Uh, Probably some kind of big monster. And I don't think it would be considered adoption. RP prefer more humanoid or monster-based allies in their crew? If I have to pick one or the other, more monster-based. Right? If I have to, like, if and I am thinking like lore accurate, like in the canon, right? Like if she had to pick between humanoid or monster based allies, like had to have allies because of how this question is structured, right? They would be monster based, right? They would much be more monstrous. Harpy ever become a Death Knight? Probably. If I ever get back into World of Warcraft. Yes. What made Harpy want to become a knight? What is their motivation? Not a knight. There's no motivation to being a knight. She's a villainous berserker. And it is separate personality with an insatiable bloodlust. What made her a berserker then? It is just how she was born. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It is just how she is. When's the next D&D esque session? If none, why do I hate you? Uh, I mean, I have no idea. I don't know. It's probably gonna be a while. Like, I have none planned right now that I can like actively even attempt to do because I'm busy and have no money. I'm recouping funds and I need to save money for a lot of other things. And I'm very, very busy. So I can't even think about a D&D session as much as I would like to. What's the best sauce in general? Alfredo sauce. Specifically, garlic Alfredo sauce. Love a good Alfredo. Ooh, or garlic mayo. Either garlic mayo or garlic Alfredo. One of those two. What's Harpy's favorite fantasy food? Examples: dragon meat, elf milk, mommy elf milk. Uh, yes. Meat and milk. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I'm a agree with this already. Just meat and milk. Women. You know what? With how my life is going, women are a fantasy. How does RB train her army, and how does one rise the rank in that army? Uh, doesn't this is this is a case of, again, canonically does not uh canonically in lore does not have an army. Uh, if she did, she thought she was a knight. I've said this before. I've said she was villainous before. That was the entire theming. It's okay. Does Harpy follow a queen or is okay? Uh, thought she was an evil knight. No, no, does not follow a queen. She's a villainess. She follows herself and her own whims. She can't even be considered a ruler. She just is. She's more of a natural phenomenon, a natural disaster, if anything. Was Harpy's most challenging fight? No idea. Hasn't happened yet. Most challenging fight was love. What's Harpy's signature move? Ripping you into, like, just ripping you in twain. The signature move is, have you ever seen the beginning of Persona 3 Portable? Right? Where Thanatos shows up and just, like, rips that shadow apart and just starts eating it. That's Harpy's signature move. We'll get Harpy to join a party for an adventure. I think this is also assuming that she was a knight. Uh, would not. I don't think anything would ever. In terms of villainess Harpy, I guess. All right. In terms of the lore, there is villainess and then barkeep, right? Barkeep Harpy, which is let me swap on over, right? Because we've got both, right? Got barkeep. This is barkeep, where I'm a humble barkeep, and then this is villainess, right? So, joining a party, right, would more so be a barkeep thing, and it would be to gather ingredients, right? That would be that motivation. What quirks do I find attractive in a girl? No, you can't say all of them. Uh, I don't know. It's I don't know. I find someone who's like really passionate about what they do really attractive, right? Like, uh, I think a quirk that's really attractive is that, like, I don't know, like having like, whether they're like a listener or like a yapper, right? Whether they could just like talk forever. A good quirk is literally just like being able to be serious as well as like funny, and like being able to like go back and forth between it, right? That's a good quirk. I love a girl who's like, you know how some people say that they like laugh really easily, right? Where it's like, oh, I'll laugh at anything or whatever, right? Like, I'm fine with that because I like hearing them laugh, right? I think that's a good quirk. You know, just to name a few. What weapons does your Harpy Knight use? None. None. Favorite cocktail of choice. So, I'm gonna have an actual like cocktail. I don't really drink many cocktails, right? Like, I don't like. I've had a Boston Tea Party, right? Had a Matador. I've had a Tequila Sunrise. I do like Tequila Sunrise, right? Um, I guess there's the classic gin and tonic, which is good, right? If you've ever had a My Fair Lady, right? I do like a My Fair Lady, right? Rum and Coke is a classic, right? But I don't know. I think maybe my favorite in terms of like an actual cocktail, right? Like a proper cocktail with a name would probably be a tequila sunrise. I don't know. It's just classic. But I do love my gin and lemonade. Gin plus lemonade is just really fucking good. Which I guess by definition is a cocktail, but it doesn't have like a name, right? Other than, I mean, I guess gin and tonic is literally gin and tonic, right? Or like Julius Caesar's. You did, Emmy, when you came over. When you came over, you asked me if I liked Caesar's, and and Um, I think they're fine. I think they're fine. I don't drink them personally because I don't drink them. I just I've seen way too much like just that's way too much. It's way too much fucking clamatos. Or sorry, like like it's just too much clamato. I've seen way too much clamato in my life. There's so many people who like it. I'm just like I don't know. I don't know. I don't want it. I actually I really don't want it. I don't want a clamato. I don't like clamato. And so I don't want a Caesar. I think it's fine they can exist, right? The Caesar can exist, right? The cocktail Caesar can exist, but also I hate touching it. But yeah, I think a tequila sunrise. Tequila sunrise is like in terms of named, right? I'm thinking of an Irish car bomb now, right? It's weird thinking of Clamato as alcoholic because you grew up just drinking the juice. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I think in terms of named cocktails, either a rum and coke or tequila sunrise. I do love tequila sunrise. Tequila sunrise is it's just fun. It's called a tequila sunrise. But also Irish car bomb is funny. I think the funniest is Irish car bomb. Favorite Pokemon of any generation, Heracross. Heracross is my favorite. You like mules? I know a few people who like mules. Favorite Vocaloid song? My favorite Miku. I know it doesn't have to be Miku. There's other Vocaloids. But also, uh, Sand Planet. For Miku, it's Sand Planet. I really like Sand Planet. If like Teto, I mean Gumi. No, Gumi was also Utao. Gumi's also was also Utaloid, I think. Right? Gumi and Teto were both right. Gumi is Vocaloid. Okay, okay. Well then, gosh, but then wait, is yeah. Then yeah, it's probably Echo, right? By Crusher P, which uses Goomy. Probably Echo. Cause that was actually like my first. Goomy counts, then that was actually like my first Vocaloid that I ever listened to. Which was only 11 years ago. But like that was my first. I can never remember which ones. All I remember is Emmy telling me that there is a difference between like Vocaloid and like the other ones, right? And Utauloid. Like there's the Utau and all of that. Gumi has the most voice banks out of any Vocaloid. She had insane range. Whoa. See, that's a quirk I find so attractive. Is knowing fun facts like that. Having something like that. Term Vocaloid is kinda an umbrella term. Yeah. But I was trying to like impress you by being like, oh yeah, Vocaloid versus Utaloid. I just wasn't smart enough to know which ones were which. So I fucked up. You didn't confuse me, Emmy. You didn't confuse me. I was trying to impress you. Uh, there's also another Goomy. Actually, I like a lot of Goomy. I do like a lot of Goomy. Because there's also one that I really like, which is I Wish That I Could Fall, which is Goomy. And that one's made by Jamie Page. I love that one. If Goomy Voice Bank is Goomy Power Fat because it has a funny name. Power. Can I show us? Can I show y'all my plushies if I have any? I do have plushies. I will not show you, but I do have plushies. I will tell you them. I have a Pochita plush. I have a Cactuar plush. I have a very droopy, very derpy, very sad looking bootleg Psyduck plush. I have a Kirby plush. And I have a plush of Robbie, the mascot character from Silent Hill 3. those are my plushies that I have still. I used to have tons more. I used to have tons more. I had a fat Hamtaro plush. Uh, you know, I had this big, like huge red dog plush, right? That was like the size of a person, right? That big red dog plush that was the size of a person, I named Salty because when I got it, it smelled like salt. For a second, you thought I had a little Robbie Dude plush. Robbie Dude. I don't think Robbie Dude doesn't have a plush. If he did have a plush, it'd be of Roby. Robbie's VTuber for VTuber month. What is my favorite meme from before 2020? My favorite meme from before 2020. Hold on. Memes from 2019. Hold on. Let me look at some memes. Internet memes introduced. 10-year challenge was there. No, that sucked. And I oop. Ooh. And I oop was funny. I like and I oop. The back rooms were from 2019. I do like. Oh, Big Iron. Do I even have to look at more of them? Fuck, Big Iron is so good. We are number one. That's, oh gosh, that one. I mean, that one has emotional significance, right? We are number one has such like powerful like emotional significance. So like, I like Big Iron isn't from 2019. Big Iron is timeless. Big Iron is eternal. Big Iron as a meme was popularized in 2019. Even if the song itself is not from 2019, right? Even if the song, you know, came out in 1959, right? And then was released as a single in 1960, right? It's quite literally from the 60s. But I believe these people waited until 2019 to play New Vegas. I know, right? It's weird, right? Apparently the meme, right? For Big Iron, like people be like Big Iron, like the song came back and was repopularized in 2019. I I looked at all right, I'm looking at the list of memes from 2019. All right. One of the memes that are listed. One of the things that it lists as a meme is Lily Hoshikawa. For those that don't know, Lily Hoshikawa is a character from Zombieland Saga. Specifically, the little girl, like the one that's actually like a child, right? Like she's small, she's itty bitty, right? And at first, no, it's not the Parliament. It is not her punching. No, 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 chat. No, no. Y'all are forgetting about a very crucial one. Lily Hoshikawa was used for the shut the fuck up turf meme where someone put a put a hand with a gun in her hand, like on her, and it was just yeah. That one made it to Parliament. It's not about Parliament though. You can't say it's the Parliament one, right? That's just incorrect. It make it because lots of memes made it to Parliament, especially these days. Fucking VTubers are getting mentioned on Fox News. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. That's really funny. I like that one. I like that one. Did Avengers Endgame come out in 2019? Is that when that came out? Cause like, no, I don't think I will is here in the list of memes from 2019, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Cause that's Steve Rogers, like saying like, no, I don't think I will. Avengers Endgame. Yeah, that was 2019. All right, so yeah, that one's funny. I like that. I like Cheems. Remember Cheems? Chat. Do you remember Cheems? I like Cheems. That was a good dog. It's a funny dog. Still a response you think of regularly? Just no, I don't think I will. Yep. No, like I think I use that one like unconsciously, like a lot. Not jeans, Cheems. 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 Listen to the words that I am saying. Alright. Anyways, next question. I've been stuck on memes for too long. Sarpy need to take dust baths like some birds. So do they like dirt? I mean, I guess I could, but I don't need to. I could just bathe with water. Sarpy dirty? Dirty minded. You ever watch a porn and get absorbed in the plot? Yes. Actually so genuine. Yes. There's some well-written porn out there. Like lemon stealing horse. That one's not actually genuine. That one's not real. I mean, it's real, but it's not actually like well written as a story. You think I just like dirt? Hey, man. Never doubt the plot capabilities of Ford. Yeah, it's true. Interspecies reviewer. When you watch a streamer slash YouTuber, what tends to keep me watching? Like, what do I look for in terms of entertainment when it comes to watching streams? Oh gosh. I mean, first thing is always like, I don't really actively seek out watching new stuff, right? But a lot of times with a VTuber, at first it is the design because you're gonna look at the design first, right? But what keeps me there is like, their personality and like what they are saying, what they are doing, right? Design is what has me take a peek. Vibes are what make me stay, right? In terms of non VTubers, right? You know, streamers and whatever, right? It's a lot of times it's the game they play at first that makes me check them out, and then it's vibes. It's always vibes that make me stay, right? Am I a honk shoe or a honk me kind of gal? I am a I don't snore. I don't make a lot of sound. Me personally, I'm neither. I do neither. I make no sound while I'm asleep to the point where it's scary. People used to have to check in on me to make sure that I was in fact still breathing while asleep. No, she's a harpy. She goes, Hawk Shua. I'm sorry, I added the Shua. Alright. Here's a bunch of questions. Would you stream with more smaller creators from my community? Uh I would stream with smaller creators from my community, maybe. It really depends. Uh it all really depends. I don't look at creator size in terms of like people who I play games with. I don't even care if they're a creator or not, right? I I stream with people that I'd vibe with in some way, right? I have streamed with creators that I haven't vibed with before, and it is hell. I don't like doing it. So I just play with people I know. I just play with people I know. Like when it comes to especially on stream. Especially on stream. Streams are my space. Like my streams are my space. So it's like I need to enjoy my space, right? So yeah. So it's not an outright no. It's just yeah. Uh, what games categories would I not play? Uh, I mean, I don't really play real time strategy games. I don't play any turn based RPGs. I don't really play any uh I don't play tactical RPGs, you know. I don't I don't really play 2D platformers, right? You know. You know, it is what it is. Can you get Dommy Mommy Harpy? Potentially. Potentially. I would love to have art of Dommy Mommy Harpy. Will it happen? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Do I hate the Thalmor? The Thalmor in Skyrim are made to sort of be hated because they are very morally wrong in a lot of cases in terms of like my standards, right? They believe themselves superior to everyone else, and thus they think they can do whatever they want, and that's not okay. So now, however, the Thalmor are a race of people, so there is differences between them. So no, I don't hate the Thalmor, but I hate elitism. Or elitism. Sorry, not elitism, just elitism. I do hate elitism. How would my OC hug somebody? Uh, so it would Barkeep would hug somebody, and it would depend on the person. It would be it'd be a good hug. It would probably try. It depends, because if they're shorter, it would be like a hug that is like her arms over their shoulders, right? Sort of hugging their head, right? Uh, always hugging with both arms. Always hugging with both arms, if possible. She's a barkeep, so she might be holding a tray of drinks, right? And then that would be like a one arm hug, right? But like always trying to hug with both arms. Barkeep, barkeep harpy is very much like me, right? Just like my fun personality, right? Thoughts on bunnies? I love bunnies. I used to have a bunny. I absolutely adore bunnies. I think they're really, really cute. Chat, do not buy a bunny. You are not ready to have a bunny. I'm looking at you, chat, pointing directly at you. You are not ready for a bunny. You may want one, but you should know better. You do not have the time to take care of a bunny. I'm telling you, for your feelings and their life, you do not have the know-how nor the care nor the time to care for a bunny. Do not get a bunny. They are high-stress creatures. I had one, and I felt like, my bunny was great. I knew what to do. It wasn't my fault that it was, you know, that she passed, but yeah. But I like bunnies. I do like bunnies. I like bunnies a lot. Favorite god in video games? Dead ones. The ones that I get to kill. I love being allowed to kill God. I prefer gods that I can kill in video games, and not just, oh, someone gains the power of a god and then you kill that person. But also, Artemis from Hades. And Aphrodite from Hades. Do I like these questions? These are good questions. I like these questions. These are okay. These are good. Would I play more medieval games if you ask nicely? I'm going to play more medieval games. You do not have to ask me about for that. It's gonna happen. I love medieval fantasy, right? Did I notice you skipped 7? I did. I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to embarrass you. I know this is anonymous, but I did not want to embarrass you. Harpy in a Kratos fit? Yeah, with the titty popping out. When did it get to 77 questions? If you've ever played or wanted to play Lancer, what mech would I want to? I've talked about this. I have played Lancer. Uh, I used to play a lot of Lancer. I had a character named Garuda. She had I can't remember what the name of the mech was, but she had a spider mech that I called Tachikoma. And instead of having any guns attached to the mech, like literally detached all the guns, and instead replaced all of it with not just enhanced, not just advanced, but literally like borderline impossible uh radar and cloaking tech, right? So I could quite literally uh see anything anywhere in a radius, whether they are in walls, underground, I know everything, right? And nobody can find me, even on thermals. And then my character Garuda, she had a big fucking anti-material rifle that was used to punch, quite literally, like punch holes through other people's mechs and people. Uh, she is still one of my favorite uh tabletop RPG characters I've ever made. What position would Harpy fill in a group of Shadowrunners? The face, negotiator, the muscle, the medic, or the backline? See, I mean, nonchalanto. You know what Harpy is spelt that way. The Asus Harpy mouse that you can get if you go to twitch.tv/iheartjustice and then go below his stream to his panels where you can get a sponsored mouse from my friend iHeartJustice, my good friend Javi. Is he streaming right now? He's not. But I think he's playing with Gary. Yeah, he's playing with Gary and Zamfell. Headass. Um, yeah, no. In terms of Sona, probably a mix of the muscle and the face, right? But in terms of me, right, what I would choose to probably play as would either be the face or the medic, right? Me myself, probably the face or the medic. Harpy the Sona, either the face or the muscle. Would probably have something to do with like the split personality, where it's like, one personality is the face, and then the other is the medic, or sorry, the other is the muscle, right? Fat girls, yay or nay? We love fat bitches. Why is Berserker Harpy evil? Because it's awesome to be evil, and it's fun. She just is. She just is. There's just that insatiable bloodlust. There's just something in her brain and in her heart that is like fucked up. It just clicks. Sarpy's opinion on undead and undead allies. I mean, they fall apart easy, usually. I mean, like, obviously, unless they're like a vampire or like a Jiangxi, right? Or like a lich, right? Uh, you know, they're cool. I like the undead. I like skeletons. Harpy Dasona, things are okay. Things are cool. Like as barkeep, they're cool. They're fine. Unfazed. But then villainess is easy hordes to rip and tear through to smash. Does Harpy fuck with any of the Mega Man games? I like Mega Man X7. And I like whose do I actually like currently like playing? That I've like gone back to and I'm like, that was fun. Other than just X7. Like unironically, like I really like X7. I enjoyed my time with the other Mega Man X games when Danny was bringing me through them, right? But I'm not gonna go back to those Mega Man games. And I tried going through Battle Network again, and I'm like, this, you know. What about X7? Do I enjoy Axel? I like Axel. I like his character. Remember, I got really pissed at X3. I got really fucking pissed at X3. Those games are like no, the 2D platforming Mega Man X games are like they're fun, they're cool, they're neat. I like the art style and everything, but they're not for me. They're heavily not for me, right? X7 has really fun writing and character design, and I like the 3D platforming segments and everything, right? And I like its charm. I love its like shitty voice acting, right? That's sometimes like really good, actually, like genuinely good, not just like haha funny good. Like no, sometimes it's actually like really good, right? And I like Flame Heinerd. I really like Flame Heinerd. Like unironically, I think Flame Heinerd is one of my favorites of the Mavericks. I'd kiss Flame Heinerd. Anyways, what causes RP to shift from Bar to Berserker? There is no known cause. I've explained this before. In terms of the lore, uh, Harpy sorta just swaps. She knows when she is going to swap, right? She knows when she is going to swap, right? But but no, like so like she will always be able to close down the bar, right? Have everybody leave, right? And then, you know, swap, right? What's my go-to sandwich? My go-to sandwich is I actually just ate a sandwich. I ate a Subway sandwich. I like tuna with cheese toasted. Usually I do tuna and Swiss toasted, but sometimes I like pepper jack on there. Spicy Havarti. I love a good spicy Havarti. Yeah, just a tuna melt. Making a tuna melt, turning a tuna melt into a sandwich is nice. Can you have some? If you try it, you are losing a hand, potentially an arm. Why not? Fuck you. It's mine. Doesn't fight Berserker or be outnumber, outrange technique, or just start praying. I mean, you can try fighting Berserker Harpy any way you want. The point of her is she is bullshit levels of strong. The point of Berserker Harpy is she is quite literally bullshit levels of strong. Right? Uh so people tried many different tactics, right? If you try to outrange her, she's just gonna pick up a stone and then lob it at you. Just whip it at you real fast. And there you go. Range difference done. Or just fucking run at you, right? Technique is good. Technique is good. You know. The point is she is bullshit level strong. Where does Bar Harpy know of Berserker Harpy? I do not understand the question. Where does know of? I mean, they are aware that the other personality exists and knows when the swap is. So just does Bar Harpy know of Berserker Harpy? Yes. Yes. Uh they are very aware and also both consistently conscious at the same time. They're both consistently conscious and like know of what each other does constantly all the time. right? You know how actually a great way to explain it. Actually, if you've watched Jujutsu Kaisen, actually, glad Jujutsu Kaisen came out. Uh, you know, because if you've watched Jujutsu Kaisen, if you know the relationship between Yuji Itadori and Sukuna, there you go. That is that's perfect. It's like Yuji Itadori and Sukuna. Where does she store the armor when Bar Harpy is out? The armor is a manifestation of the personality. So rather than actually properly storing it, it's a magical girl transformation. Would Berserker Harpy attack Bar Harpy's friends, leave them alone, or even know they are friends? Uh, Berserker Harpy would attack them 100%. Uh, because honestly, Barkeep Harpy's friends would probably not know that Berserker Harpy and Barkeep Harpy are the same person because that's sort of the point. In the fantasy lore setting, people don't know. You know, like how people don't know that Superman and Clark Kent are the same person. Spoilers for Superman, by the way. Uh, yeah, they wouldn't know, but they would know that Berserker Harpy is an evil villainess. But Barkeep Harpy is awesome. Do both harpies have the same taste in women? Yeah. Does Harpy use her eggs at the bar? Pickled eggs. Not pickled, but I mean, maybe if someone paid money for it, sure. But yes, canonically, yes. Harpy does use the eggs for money at the bar. Because, like, why not? Infertile. So, like, cook them up, cook them up, cook them up. Farm Fresh. Favorite Digimon? My favorite Digimon is Lilithmon, but I also have a strong affection for the Vmon line. Interiormon. Favorite Monster Rancher? My favorite Monster Rancher game is Monster Rancher Joker. I think it's called. Was it Joker? What was it called? Evo, sorry. Monster Rancher Evo. I keep calling it Joker because of that's Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. Sorry. Yes, the one with the circus. Monster Rancher Evo is my favorite of them. I get the names for it. I quite literally call it Monster Rancher Joker because of Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. It's my favorite card game, and what deck do I tend to gravitate to? My favorite card game is Blackjack, and the deck that I gravitate to is a tarot deck. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mean trading card game? Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. My favorite trading card game. I know I have a lot of time in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But I hate Yu-Gi-Oh. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like playing it anymore. It's gotten so. Bleh. So it's the Digimon card game. It is the Digimon card game, and I like using the Vmon line. I make specifically a Pyldramon. I like to do something that goes into Pyldramon. I do end up endgame is of course all Force Veedramon, but yeah, we gotta do a match against each other. I don't keep up. I'm sorry, I have not kept up with any trading card game. I do not currently play any of them, but that was the one that I liked the most. Is Bar Harpy able to fight, and how is it different than Berserker? Bar Harpy can fight, can like has her own strength. She isn't bullshit levels of strong, right? She's not bullshit levels of strong. But she's not frail. Still mostly like fights if she needs to fight, definitely relies on like talons, right? She's a lot more scrappy, right? Barkeep Harpy is a lot more scrappy rather than like proper fighting, right? But she can defend herself, but like she's not she is not bullshit levels of strong. Thoughts on Tanuki Girls? Uh what was that? What was that anime called? My Beautiful Animal? What was it called? What was that anime called? Tanuki Girl anime. Brand New Animal. That's what it was called. Brand New Animal. Yeah. Brand New Animal. I like Michiru from Brand New Animal. I like her. She's cute. What's my favorite color? Take a wild guess. Take looks you in your eyes. Take a wild guess. Yellow, magenta, you're dead. I'm killing you. 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 My favorite color is about to be the color of your blood. Then I cut you open, and then it's like we need to have like a serious conversation about your health because it's green. Told you to take a wild guess, and you got a wild answer. You got a wild response from your guess. Anyways, it's orange. Orange is my favorite color. Not wild enough? You're a hater. So hi, Seika. Anything that would give Berserker Harpy pause, like a room of rust slimes. No. Berserker Harpy, being a Berserker, does not need to wait for anything. It's not just go, 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 go. Like, there is a form of calculation to everything, but it is done in like an instant. So there is no hesitation. Berserker RP has no hesitation. Like, literally, unless what is necessary in order to win is to take a moment to hesitate to like dodge something, and then yeah, but that's dodging, not really hesitation. Did I ever play Darkest Dungeon 1 or 2? I have played Darkest Dungeon 1. I have watched friends play Darkest Dungeon 2. I do not like Darkest Dungeon 1, but I love the aesthetic and I love the Plague Doctor design. The Plague Doctor from Darkest Dungeon 1, I fucking love. I love that design so fucking much. It is one of my favorites. I love it so much. It is so sexy. Uh Darkest Dungeon 2 looks like a much better game for me. I would play Darkest Dungeon 2 a lot if I had it. I do not. Uh and I that again, that Plague Doctor design fucking sexy as fuck. I love the Plague Doctor from Darkest Dungeon. Plague Doctor Darkest Dungeon is awesome. Right? Would Bar Harpy like Dead Dandy, your fancy tough it? And would Berserker think it'd be fun to fight or just hate him? I mean, Barkeep Harpy would find him fun. Barkeep Harpy would find him fun. Berserker Harpy would not think anything of. Berserker would swat him away like he was nothing. Like a comic relief character would get slapped and then flung into the sky and be like, wow, then turn into a little star. But Barkeep Harpy would find him fun. What is my favorite RPG game? My favorite RPG is Drakengard. It counts. Drakengard is my favorite game of all time, and it is labeled as an RPG, so it counts. I'm counting it. So you're at Pride Rock, right? So you're at Pride Rock, right? Everybody else, it's just lions. It's just lions. You are a human, right? But the lions, they fuck with you and they can speak with you, right? Right? You can speak with the lions, right? They speak English, right? And whatnot. And they're cool. They're cool with you, right? They're cool with you, right? You're stuck there, all right? But you are stuck there with no way home. It's just you and the lions. You're a human, by the way. Do you fuck the lions? My answer is no. Who keeps pulling Undertale Zero? I have to do it. Honestly, Slapper, I thought it was you. Who's the better flyer, bar, or berserker? Uh, I don't know. I guess technically berserker. I guess technically berserker is the better flyer because berserker would fly faster. Because berserker is again just bullshit levels of strong. So in terms of that, yeah, berserker would be better, right? Armor not wearing her down. Nope. Again, bullshit levels of strong, big wingspan, big strong wings, right? The manifestation of herself. It's practically weighs nothing to her, right? Now, I will say though, Barkeep Harpy does fly more than Berserker Harpy. Berserker Harpy mostly dashes around. right? Prefers to go along the ground. Prefers. She can fly, and she can fly quite fast. Quite fast. But Barkeep Harpy definitely flies more, right? Has more reason to. What was my first video game? The first video game I ever owned was Ocarina of Time for the GameCube. My very first video game was specifically me and my older brother. We got the Nintendo GameCube uh that came with a copy of Mario Sunshine and the Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition. So my very first video game was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time back in 2003. Would I say I'm a yawny little bunny? I would not. I would not say that. I mean, I guess I just did. You did just trick me into saying that. But no, I would not say that because I am not a bunny. What is Bar Harpy better at combat wise? Compared to Berserker, not at all better. You know what? I'd say I'm a Laurel little bunny. Ha 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 ha. Remember that meme? Remember that meme? Chat room? Remember that meme? No, planning? No, because Berserker also plans things because she's a villainess, right? Again, priority is the villainess shit, right? Like, yes, she is a Berserker, but, she is still a villainess, right? So she is calculated in combat, right? There is absolutely nothing in terms of combat where Barkeep Harpy is better. In terms of combat, Barkeep Harpy is nothing, right? Uh, because it's not just Berserker Harpy, it is Barkeep Harpy and Villainess Harpy, right? It's the Barkeep and the Villainess, right? She is not, you know, mindless. Villainess is not mindless, right? It's just she does everything herself. Does the cape get in the way when flying? No. I had to nerf Berserker. How would I? I mean, if I had, I mean, I wouldn't. I'm gonna be so real. I really wouldn't. I very, very, very much would not, because the point of her is to be bullshit strong. So I don't want to nerf her. If I had to pick something, it would be removing flight, like just actual proper flight, right? But like at the same time, it's like, is that really a nerf when she can run and run really fast and jump really far, right? Anyways, right? Because she is made to be bullshit strong. So the only thing that I would do if I had to would be the removal of flight, but that wouldn't really change anything. What's the power level? I'm not entertaining this. I am not a power scaler. I don't like power scaling. Whenever people bring up power scaling, I don't like it. I don't vibe with it. Villainess Harpy is made to be bullshit strong. There is no power level. Barkeep is made to be able to defend herself, but more so is scrappy and is more so just for the bar. Right? That's how it is. Does Berserker, specifically, does Villainess prefer human hands or wing hands? Uh, you you see how the model is now? That's what she prefers. Just this. Does either harpies have rivals? Eh, not really. No, not really. Haven't. It's not a full-on story. There's a fantasy world and whatnot, but the only like important character in it is Harpy at the moment. There's no full story. What kind of bar does Harpy have? So, Barkeep Harpy, this is the last question I will answer for tonight. This is the last one I'll answer for tonight. And then the rest I will leave. Keep adding questions, right? You can keep adding questions and whatnot. But because I'll come back to this tomorrow. I'll come back to these tomorrow. But this has been 3 hours of just this. So feel free to keep putting questions in. I'll be doing more on Sunday, right? Answering more Sunday. But the bar is Barkeep Harpy is a traveling barkeep. In the pouch is like the thigh bag is a bag of holding, and the only thing in that bag of holding is a tent mimic, right? It is a big old tent that is a mimic that holds all of the supplies and everything for the bar, right? And so she sets that up literally anywhere she wants, right? So she'll go out and about, right? Usually it's like after, right? After Villainess has had her time, right? And then like, she'll wake up as barkeep somewhere and then she'll be like, "All right, time to go try to set up shop somewhere around here," right? You know, that's how it be. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put this away. I appreciate y'all like giving questions. Feel free to keep putting questions in there. I'll come back to them tomorrow, right? I'll come back to them tomorrow. Uh, because I think it's fun. I think it's fun. But for now, I do need to try getting some sleep. I should try getting some sleep. I am pretty tired. Yeah, no problem. Again, there'll be more tomorrow. More tomorrow for Soul Cleanse Sunday. But again, tomorrow is also Soul Cleanse Sunday, so there'll be a lot done tomorrow. All right. Great. I'm gonna raid Mila. Mila is playing a game called Warped Universe. It's her first sponsored stream. She's doing a sponsored stream, so let's go show Mila some love. Let's go show Mila some love. Hope I like the questions. I did. I did. I like lore related questions because the questions help me, well, like help like visualize the world, right? It's a good way to visualize the world, right? And get it all like out, right? It's good. It's fun. Yeah. All right. Go say hi to Mila. Go be kind. Go be nice. Take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow when I wake up. Whenever I wake up, you know, we'll do Soul Cleanse Sunday. I'll answer more questions if there's more questions there, right? And then we'll do our usual. We'll do guess the game, right? Everything we do for Soul Cleanse Sunday. I'll probably play more Hunt, right? Try to play more Hunt, because I love playing Hunt Showdown for Soul Cleanse Sunday. And then Monday, I'm gonna be playing Dual Front with Andy. We're gonna play a bunch of Dual Front with Andy because it's the last day that Dual Front will be active. So we're gonna do that. All right.